What is going on, folks? It's Mr. Bucket List here, and today I present the complete guide to Celebrity Silhouette. First, starting off with a complete tour of this cruise ship. This is where I go deck by deck and show every area, including the casino, the pool deck, the theater, even a review of the Alcove VIP experience. After that will be a complete food tour where I show things like the buffet, all the dining, specialty dining, everything that's on board. So I hope you all enjoy this video. There will be timestamps in the description. Let's do it. Let's get this tour started on deck 3. Now, as you all can see, this actually has the old school elevators, so none of the high-tech smart elevators. This cruise ship was created in 2011, so it is pretty old. With that said, they keep this cruise ship looking really, really nice, and I'll kind of show you all as we'll walk through it and things like that. But this is a beautiful cruise ship. Now, for deck 3, this is going to be the main, almost the main area, the main atrium, things like that. Right here, you all can see that's a short excursions desk. As of right now, for the people that are new to my channel, anytime that I do an actual ship tour like this, I always start around 5 o'clock in the morning, so that's the reason why there's nobody around, just for you all, so you all can see the ship for what it looks like without a bunch of people walking in the way. Right here is going to be the main dining room for the suite and retreat guest. So if you're one of the higher class cabins, this is going to be your main dining room for you. Now, they do have some really good food here. The menu is definitely upgraded compared to the main dining room. But either way, when it comes to food on Celebrity Cruises, their food is great. So, I mean, main dining room or this dining room really doesn't matter. Either way, you're going to get a good meal, but the service will go above and beyond in this particular restaurant. Now, with that said, right beside it to the right side is going to be the main restaurant for everyone else. So, people that's not in suites. Or if you are in a suite and you want to come here, you can actually come here as well. But this is going to be the main dining room for the rest of the cruise ship. The service here was great. The food was great. Now, the food itself, that will be a separate portion either of this video, if this is the complete guide, or if this is just the everything on Celebrity Silhouette, then that's going to be a completely separate video. But the food on this cruise ship, again, the quality and everything was great. The service was great. The speed was great. I had no issues whatsoever with the food on this particular cruise ship. And as you all can see, this dining room itself is nice and large. It is multiple stories. And then they do have this stairwell if you want to take some great pictures. Now, with that said, I was on this cruise ship with my now ex-girlfriend. People that know me personally, they're going to have some issues with her being in this video. And I'm not going to harp on it right now, but I will say my piece when the time does come. But as you all can see, like I said, it was a good spot for pictures. Now, with that said, again, still on deck 3, this is going to be your main area for things like guest services. Again, as you all already saw, short excursions. And they're nice and friendly. As you all can see, they are actually up really early in the mornings, so they give me a nice little wave. But if you have any issues that involve guest services or guest relations, I would recommend to come here as early as possible, just because the lines can get kind of backed up, especially if you wait until the last minute, like on the day before you get off the cruise ship. Now, this was a cruise that happened around Christmas time, and so like most other cruise lines, they will have Christmas decorations and stuff like that. So that's what you're seeing here. They don't constantly have a Christmas tree up in the middle of July, nothing like that. That's what's going on there. And then if you do want to take some stairwell shots, again, this is it. So they have multiple stairwells on this cruise ship, and this is one of them. But like I say, you can get some really good shots on this cruise ship. And then just about this cruise ship in general, I mean, just the actual modern look of it, just, again, this ship was built in 2011. It's so clean, it's so nice looking. It has a classy, elegant style, but it also has a modern look to it as well. And then this right here, so the gingerbread looking houses and stuff like that. Again, this is only during the Christmas time. This is not a permanent fixture. Once they do get rid of this area, well, this set right here, they actually have performances that'll take place. So they actually have somebody like set up like a band and stuff like that. So just kind of keep that in mind. And then this bar right here, I'll come back to it in a little bit, but they actually have some different performances in different bars and things like that. So if you are someone that does cruise to drink and enjoy bars and things like that, they got plenty on this cruise ship. Now, as far as this theater was actually nice. It is multiple stories. It does have a circular feel to it, so it's not just the old school theater. It actually, everyone has a really good seat. It is stacked and tiered as far as the levels, so no one's head should be in your way. It's a really nice theater, and they have some really good shows in here. I think Celebrity and Royal Caribbean has some of the best shows at sea, and this cruise ship is no different. Now, I just want to kind of give you all some shots as far as the main dining room from the top floor, and then we're going to keep on going. So right here, this is the bar where they'll have some performances, and you'll know because you'll see people running over there to get a good spot, but they flip the bottles. It's a really good and active time. Now, moving on to the casino, I always want to mention that I am not someone that gambles in casinos. I've never gambled on a cruise ship. I've never gambled at the casino at all. But I have been through 36 different casinos on a cruise ship. I've done 38 cruises and I've done 36 different cruise ships. So I have seen casinos on many cruise ships, and this one is actually really nice. It doesn't have a smoky smell. I'm not even sure if you're allowed to smoke it or not, but it does have a good smell into it. And it is in a centralized location, but you don't necessarily have to walk through the casino to get to where you need to go, which I think is great. A lot of people don't want to do that. Some people do. So I do like the option being there. They do have the tables. They have the high roller tables. Obviously, as you all can see, they got plenty of like slot machines and things like that. It's pretty well done. Again, this is coming from someone that hasn't actually gambled, but someone that has seen a lot of casinos. So if you are a casino player, I think you'll really enjoy it. And then what I'll go ahead and show is the back entrance. So if you're coming from the back way, this is what it looks like right here. Now, once we move on, the next thing is going to be the actual shops. So for anyone that enjoys shopping on a cruise ship, Celebrity is not lacking shops whatsoever. Just like any other cruise line, they have a lot of shops. I'll give you some tips. So again, I don't necessarily shop on cruise ships, but after being on so many cruises, I can tell you, as far as the sales, so there'll be random sales throughout the day, throughout the cruise. It really just depends on the length, the itinerary, and things like that. But what to look out for is actually not to look in the actual shops themselves, but if you actually see these little tables. So you'll see like them having like tables with like just a bunch of stuff on the tables. And what's going on is they actually have really good deals, and it's like clearance. But instead of you having to go and search for it, they just bring it out, put it on those tables. Right here is going to be your future cruise. Your Celebrity Future Cruise desk. So if you want to go ahead and basically book a cruise on board, this is it. They do have limited hours, and the way that works is pretty much if you book the cruise, depending on your cabin, depending on the itinerary, you get either some type of onboard credit or some type of deposit. It basically just reduces the cost of the cruise itself. So that's the benefit of it. Right here is going to be one of the clubs. This one's actually really cool because it has like this high-tech vibe to it. It honestly reminds me of something you would see at Epcot and Disney. Like if you've been to Epcot, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But I really like it. And again, this is a cruise ship. I have to keep saying it, from 2011, but just the way they keep it so modernized and unique, and just, it looks really, really good. So, I mean, if you're ever thinking about doing this type of class of cruise ship from Celebrity, I can highly recommend it. I've been on this one. I've also been on Celebrity Reflection, and they both just kind of blew me away. They just have a really good vibe to them, a really nice setup and layout. And that is actually the DJ booth. So when it's on, he's in there getting the music in. It's actually really cool. And it's called Cuisar. Celebrity Central. So around this time period, that's when Royal Caribbean made their Central Park area. And so this cruise ship's a little bit smaller than the Oasis class cruise ship, but it is made by the same company. Royal Caribbean does own Celebrity Cruises, and so what they made was Celebrity Central, which is almost like their version of Central Park without the actual, like, you know, the the real plants and the trees and stuff like that. But this is actually pretty cool. They do have performances in here. They have different events. You'll actually see, I'll show a clip in a bit, but myself and my ex-girlfriend and the cruising is the one that everyone doesn't like. They refer to her as Granny. We actually had a good time at this area. Again, this is before I knew everything that was going on. So I said I would address it later on. Yes, she's still in my videos because we actually had a good time during this cruise, but unfortunately she was cheating on me the entire time. So I know people didn't come here for that nonsense, but for the people that do watch my channel, that's for you all, just to know that's why she's still in my videos. But like I said, we had a good time, and that is one of the cool areas to see things, was on in that area, the central area. Now right here is going to be the actual art gallery. So they do have art auctions, art galleries, and things like that. Every cruise ship has them. So what you all saw to the right that I just showed was the art auction getting ready to get set up. But then if you want to go ahead and bid on things, you can have a look from the preview, which is like the gallery you can walk through. Now, on this cruise ship, the art gallery itself wasn't as big as other cruise ships I've been on, which is actually a good thing, because I feel like it's a lot of wasted space for pictures. Like, it's just we want to see more of the cruise ship, not going to an art gallery. But some people do cruise just for art gallery, so I don't want to leave those people to the side. Moving on is going to be, of course, more shops, but then also a place where you can sit down, you can watch games and things like that. They don't have a dedicated sports bar in here, but they do have, like I said, little areas like this. Or you can come here with your computer and stuff. And then also right here to the left now is going to be your specialty coffee shop. So they do have regular coffee here as well, but then they also have your specialty coffee items and things like that. Some of it is included, some of it is not. When it comes to the specialty coffees, It really depends. If you have a specialty drink package, then yes, it will be included. If you don't, then they do have an upcharge for it. To the right, you don't see right now because it's currently closed, but they do have gelato over there. And then I'll kind of circle back over to the actual coffee stand, but over there, they actually have items that you can pick that are included, so it's complimentary. So you just let them know, hey, I want to have this bagel, for example, or this muffin, and you just grab it and let them know. And that's the area right here that I'm speaking about. So again, the drinks themselves, they are upcharged, but these items right here, they are included. Just let them know what you want, they can grab it for you. And then I highly do recommend, like I said, this coffee area because, again, this is kind of near the main atrium. It's on a different floor, but you can stay in the action, get your coffee while still having a place to chill. The Ensemble Lounge. So this area right here, if you know anything about Celebrity Cruises, so for example, if you went on their newer class of cruise ships, so Celebrity Edge and above, they have the Eden area. This is the precursor to Eden. So essentially, this is like their first trial of it, and then Eden evolved to what it is now. For me, I actually did Celebrity Ascent, which is an Edge class, before I did this. And so when I did this later on, I was like, wow, this reminds me of Eden. And then it kind of just made sense. But for those who are doing it the other way around, so basically doing this class first and then going to Edge, this is what's kind of going to evolve into Eden if you go on the other class of cruise ship. With that said, the reason why I'm even mentioning that is I love both Eden and love this area as well. It's almost tucked away, so it's almost hard to find. But around here, you're going to have specialty dining restaurants. You're going to have this bar, of course. You're going to have the retreat area, which is like the Captain's Club area. Murano, this is the steakhouse that's on board. They're all really nice, tucked away, nice and clean, and just really cool to be at. And just it's just a different vibe. One thing I haven't really mentioned about this cruise ship is, in my opinion, I really feel like this is a adults cruise line. With that said, kids are allowed, and there's definitely a lot of kids on these cruise ships. But what they do is they find a way to have them in kids programs where it really doesn't mess up the atmosphere like on a Carnival or like a Royal Caribbean where kids are just running rampant. On these particular cruise ships, on Celebrity cruise ships, they literally make sure that the kids don't mess up the vibe. So if you want to cruise with your family, but at the same time have an adult experience, I can highly recommend Celebrity Cruises, and definitely this class of cruise ship, as you all can see, because it's beautiful. Now, again, we're still doing the specialty and suites and restaurants and things like that, and this is blue. So this is for the Aqua class, if I'm not mistaken, which is another type of cabin. But this restaurant is beautiful, as you all can see, a nice view of the ocean. And one thing I want to mention, and I can't necessarily show in this video, oh, you all can't hear it because it may be copyrighted. Throughout this cruise ship, especially when you're walking early in the morning, you can hear the music that they have playing, the ambient music, and it is just beautiful. And you can hear it all throughout this cruise ship, and just it's so cool to hear. You can't really hear it during the day because so many people are talking and stuff like that, but in the morning it's beautiful. Right here is Tuscan Grill, so this is another one of the specialty restaurants. I came here with my ex-girlfriend during the Celebrity Elite breakfast. So I'm a Celebrity Elite. I have that many days at sea, so I have the elite status. The breakfast is phenomenal, and again, it's included with Celebrity Elite. It has specialty drinks like coffee, mimosas, alcohol, stuff like that. It's really cool. And then right here is going to be the petite, the petite chef, the little petite chef. This as well, this is a great experience. I'm going to have a full review of this as well. I highly recommend it, especially if you have your family. I actually went here as solo, and I still enjoyed it. But the food here was great. The effects and all that were really cool. And then the concierge and captain's club. So this has limited hours, but they do have their separate concierge station as well. All right, so we're just going to head on. So there are more specialty dining restaurants. Right here to the left is actually a sushi area. Now, this is no longer in that back area that I was showing earlier. This is more in the atrium. And like I said, this cruise ship is stacked. I mean, it's just a lot of stuff going on with this cruise ship, which is actually pretty cool. So if you're a huge sushi fan, here you go. And again, you have a good view of the ocean while you get to eat your sushi. All right, so now we're going to head on. And when we do, this is a funny little random area that caught my attention. But these are birds in a cage. So for anyone that's PETA, because I've definitely had some PETA people attack my channel because I go to SeaWorld. These are digital birds, so we're trying to do the right thing, y'all. But anyway, so as we continue on, so right here is an area for Mac users. So if you need to use a Mac and not just a standard computer, you have your Celebrity iLounge, which is specifically for people that have Mac needs and wants, Apple computers. The Hideaway. So this is actually a really cool tucked away space for anyone that wants peace and quiet, but they still don't want to be in their room. I love it. I loved it here. So essentially, this is a double space area. This is free of charge. It's complimentary, and it is near the cabin. So essentially, you just kind of walk over here. You find a space to sit. You can just chill. It's really, really cool. Plus, if you want to get some good Instagram shots and stuff like that, I did get some from, again, my ex-girlfriend. She put on TikTok for other men. But you can come here and get some really good shots as well. It was pretty cool. And again, like I said, it is double story. So as you all can see up there, they have cubbies as well for the second story. And this is what that view looks like. Now, as we move on, the next thing I want to show before we get to the cabin tour is actually going to be the library. So the library itself that this cruise ship has, it was actually really, really nice. And I do like how it wasn't secluded in some glass area where it was hard to find. No, it was actually right there near the elevators, but it still wasn't noisy. So again, Celebrity Cruises, for the most part, the way they kind of have their sound filtering and the way they do their parties is not really that noisy depending on where you're at. But this library was nice and clean. There is no checkout system like other cruise lines where they literally have to check it out and stuff like that. You just grab a book and then hopefully you put it back once you're done with it. Nice, clean, modern look to it. It's a beautiful library. It's another quick pan. And again, the Christmas tree, that's only for the season. That's not there all the time. So yeah, so now we're going to get going to the actual solo cabin tour that I had on Celebrity Silhouette. Let's check it out. Alrighty. So let's check it out. This is the solo cabin here on Celebrity Silhouette. It should be the same in the reflection and other classes like this. So here it is. It's not much to it, but it's nice and simple and it's actually perfect. So let's start off with the bed. That is a full-size bed. So again, you can potentially get 2 people on there. It's not one of those squeeze double mattress, nothing like that. It's a full-size bed. Right over here to your right, you have your desk and of course your TV as well. Now this TV does actually pulls out, but it's, oh, there you go. Okay. So yeah, so you can pull your TV out, which is amazing. And if I were to guess, that is about a 48-inch TV. So you can swivel it out, things like that. And like I said, you also have this desk here as well. Now, as far as the outlets, I see 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a US outlet as well. So you literally technically have 4, 5, excuse me, that was a European outlet. You have 5 different outlets to choose from right there. Now you do got a chair as well, and then things like that. All your papers are gonna be here when you first get here. I am elite. Let's go. I've only done 2 Celebrity Cruises. I'm already elite. Oh, and then you also do have a fridge, and it does come stocked. Now, please, if you use that, you will be charged. So just understand that is not free of charge. But you got your stock fridge. You got your papers, things like that. Your desk, your TV. You got your mirror right here as well. Now this is an older ship, so this isn't like Virgin and NCL. They don't have the crazy mood lights and stuff like that. But again, it's perfect as far as the space. So right here, you do have 2 USB outlets. So fast charging USB outlets and also light switches as well. Plus your reading light and your phone. So that's actually perfect. Again, for one person, that is pretty amazing. If you keep going, right here we have some drawers. Oh, some towels. Okay, so they come with the towels already. That's what's up. And then you have this closet. Now, this is a 1-person room on a 3-night cruise. I mean, obviously, you really don't need that much, and that is perfect. The last thing I will go ahead and do, and this is your temperature control. This is kind of old school looking, but it works. That's all that matters. I had to do a quick pause, but we are now in the bathroom. As you can see, this is a standing shower, but it does have doors. So no flimsy curtain or anything like that. They have doors, and it's not like a weird circle. It's actually like, it's actually pretty nice, I'm not gonna lie. Nice deep sink. I mean, that's really deep. All your toiletries and stuff like that. Your toilet. This bathroom is pretty much the same size that you would see in the standard cabin, so that's not bad at all. And then a lot of people ask me, so shampoo, shower gel, and conditioner. So this is the room, and I actually will say this. I have done many solo cabins on various cruise lines, and probably about 6 different cruise lines. As far as functionality wise, this is my favorite. Outside of the one on Odyssey of the Seas, which had a balcony, this is really my favorite. I mean, this is the cheapest one I've been on as well, which is crazy. But this is it. I highly recommend this room. They only have a couple of them, but I highly recommend this room because this is very nice. So again, this is Mr. Bucketlist. I hope this is helpful. This is room 405 on the 9th floor, Celebrity Silhouette. Let's do it. Okay, so now we're gonna head to the pool deck, and I think this is probably one of my favorite parts on Celebrity Cruises, just because of just the different areas this pool deck has. As you all know, Celebrity is known for having the real grass in some of their areas. They're known for their inside solarium, which is essentially their adult spa in a way. They have a really good setup as far as their pools, and this is for all their cruise ships, and this cruise ship is no different. So for example, to the left, as you all can see, they kind of have those secluded little areas. Now the seating does look a little bit awkward, but it's still really cool. On most other cruise ships, if you have any type of secluded area or some type of sectioned off area, they're going to charge you additionally. But on Celebrity Cruises, that's just not the case. Those are almost like, in a way, almost like a cabana. Obviously, cabanas are a little bit different, but it's a pretty cool setup. Not to mention, as you all will see in a little bit, Celebrity also has all the towels on their chairs. So not right now because it's early in the morning, but once I go into the solarium, you'll see it. But you don't have to check out towels and do all that nonsense. They just have the towels for you to just grab, and then you just kind of put it back once you're done. And that's what really solidifies for me that this is more of an adults cruise line. With those other cruise lines, again, they're used to people stealing towels or kids doing XYZ, so you have to check it out with your card. And if you don't put it back in, they'll charge you a fee for it. That's just not the case on Celebrity Cruise Lines, nor is that the case on most adults catered towards cruise line. Right here, they do have the pool bar. This does get extremely busy, but thankfully there is multiple stories. So you have this one right here, then you can go upstairs, you'll have a pool bar up there as well. And then you also have your grill for burgers and hot dogs and stuff like that. And then these little chairs, again, these are first come, first serve as well. And it's just really cool that they have these situated around the cruise ship. And as you all can see, they have plenty of seating around this cruise ship. So that's one thing I never had any issues with. Me or my ex-girlfriend had any issues with, is getting a seat on Celebrity Cruises in any of the areas that we went on. And then as far as the pool depth itself, I really can't remember. I think it does go down to 6 feet if I'm not mistaken. But either way, again, the pool itself, I mean, they have two different areas to it. They have the hot tubs. It's really nice, clean looking pool. And then that was us in the hot tub trying it out. And then they also have the showers. So of course, you want to take a shower before you get into any type of pool. They do have them there as well. Now this is, if I were to say, either my first or my second favorite area on this cruise ship. The indoor adults, well, it's not adults only, but the indoor solarium. As you all can see, like I was saying earlier, they do have the towels on the seat, and eventually they do that for all the different chairs on the cruise ship. But they usually start off in the solarium because most people head to the solarium first and then come out to the pool deck. This solarium is extremely nice. As you all can see, they had the hot tubs. They have the thermal pool inside here. It's really, really nice. It's relaxing. It does have a top where they can open and shut it depending on the weather outside. They have the accessible lift right there. So if you're in a wheelchair, if you're having the accessibility challenges, they can lift you and put you in the pool. This solarium is pretty much perfect. And not only that, and I'll show in a bit, but they also have a food station as well. So if you want to get some snacks without having to go to the buffet or to the grill or whatever, they have the snack station over there. You can get drinks. This solarium is just fantastic, and it's included. It's free. You don't have to pay additionally to be here. So it's like, I mean, this cruise ship does have an actual spa, but for me, a spa needs to include a nice tub like this and have a nice relaxed atmosphere. This is my spa. When I go on Celebrity cruise ships, this is the spa for me, is the adult solarium, and it's included without any type of additional charge. Now, I just want to kind of show some of the food offerings again, just because of people that may be curious about this solarium. But this is it right here. Now we're going to head up to the Sky Lounge. Now this is actually pretty cool as well. So they had this like elite parties, well, elite and above parties. So essentially, if you had cruised with Celebrity in the past, you can come up here, you meet the captain, they gave you free drinks, they gave you free food. It was like a nice little party, but this is almost like an observation deck when it's not being used for that. So if you just want to see the views of the pool, the views of the ocean without being outside on the pool deck or on your balcony, if you don't have a balcony, this is the place to be. Now, they do change it depending on what time of day it is. They do have it turned into a nightclub. They'll have it turned into karaoke. They'll have performances. It can get extremely lively in here. They'll have game shows and stuff like that. Or if you come like I did, so around this time period, it's about 7 o'clock. It's nice and chill. It's nice and relaxing. And you'll get some stunning views. So again, this is one of the highest decks on the cruise ship. A beautiful view, beautiful area. The Mass Grill, that's where they have the burgers. That's where they have the ice cream machine. If you want to grab some quick food, that's where you want to go, the Mass Grill. And then right there's the ice cream machine. Now, the ice cream machine does have limited hours, so just kind of keep that in mind. But that's it. Just look at that beautiful sunrise again. That's why I cruise, that right there. And then for those who are curious about a walking, like an area where you can kind of walk back and forth, this is it right here. Of course, it's going to have the life boats or whatever, but that's that. Now we're on to the highest deck of the pool deck right here. So get a nice view of the pool itself. Just like on the lower tier, they do almost have these sectioned off areas where you're almost kind of partially secluded from the people beside you, and I really like that. It's just, again, you know, when pool deck parties and stuff happen, for people that's been on cruises, it gets packed and people want to stand right beside you and be in your space. That keeps that from happening. It's really nice. And then right here, again, like I said, there's multiple bars of the pool deck. This is the higher bar that's on the second floor of the pool deck itself. Now I want to give a review of the Alcove area and the VIP experience. Let's check it out. So first, let me break down some things about this Alcove, exactly what it is. Well, this is a private VIP cabana that you have. It's very similar to any other cabana that you would see on a cruise ship. The only difference is this is not around the pool deck. This isn't at the pool deck at all. This is actually in the lawn club area of this particular class of cruise ship by Celebrity Cruises. And like most VIP or cabana areas, they also come with a butler or concierge, however you want to refer to them as, but they are extremely helpful. So I actually had two. They had different shifts, and I mean, they take care of things like bringing you food out, which you have a room service menu that you can order from, or you can do a specialized menu for upcharge, but the room service menu is more than enough. But they'll bring out food, they'll bring out alcohol, bring out water, bring out towels. They will make sure that you're taken care of, and surprisingly, they actually even helped out with some surprises. So I wanted to surprise my girlfriend with some different gifts or whatever, and I had both the VIP concierges involved in it, and so.
Ma'am, happy to have a delivery for you to enter into the cruise.
Thank you.
It was really cool. I'll show that in a little bit, but you have that as well. Now, before I give a full walking tour of this area, let me talk about the price. Depending on if you get it on a sea day or a port day. Now, for port days, it was about $88 or $89 for mine. We did it while we were in Nassau, but you can also get on the sea day. Now, the prices vary for sea days. I didn't check it out on my cruise, but apparently they can go up to about $249. I don't think I would pay that much for it because, I mean, again, just going on port day. But it's truly up to you in which port you go to. We were at Nassau, so again, everyone usually goes to Nassau quite a bit. We've both been there more than 15 times now. There was no point in getting off in Nassau, so we had this. Okay, so starting off with the reservations. So again, first come, first serve. Once you pick wherever you want to sit at, they're going to put your name there. You'll have it for the rest of the day or for the rest of the week, however long you reserve it for. Now, it also does come with both bottled water and also some champagne as well. So a lot of people are asking, does it come with the free alcohol and stuff like that? Only if you have the drink package, but they will provide a bottle of champagne, then of course your preferred bottles of water. Now over here, they also have a 2-port USB port. So it's there to charge devices and things like that. No standard US plug. That is one of my girlfriend's gifts right there. She goes by Into Cruising on YouTube and social media, and so I made a custom bag for her and stuff like that. Over here, again, is just a view of the TV. So again, the earlier you come, the better you get a better seat. I want to kind of have that diagonal angle towards the TV, and that's what you end up getting. Now, they do come out with these spreads. They're going to ask you if you want a cheese spread and basically the fruit spread. Please say yes. As you can see, the food's really good as well. And then that shader. So you can either have it open or closed. I see right there, that one's closed. But the sun was beating down, so I said, you know what, go ahead and bring this over so I can get some shade, and it was actually really nice. Now, they do have a couple of restaurants over there as well. It's truly up to you. Those are upcharged if you don't have a dining package. Again, you can order off the room service menu and be set. But this is it. It's Mr. Bucket List. So as far as my rating, I would say this is definitely going to be a must-do. I mean, I've been on 26 cruises, and I've seen all type of cabana experiences on the ships and off the ships as well. And I've never seen one under $100 that offer all this. And so, I mean, to have a butler, to have food, I mean, so the champagne, the bottles of water, usually they just give you some bottles of water and cold towels and call it a day. But for all this under $100 on a port day, it's pretty amazing. Now, of course, if you do the sea day, it's going to be a little bit more expensive. But either way, I still highly recommend it. So I hope you all enjoy this video. It's Mr. Bucket List. I'll see you soon. Alright, so I hope you all enjoyed that review of the Alcoves. Again, I highly recommend it. Fortunately, the person I was with, again, for you all that know me and personally know me and stuff like that, obviously, This is on better circumstances. I did get cheated on with her repeatedly, and so I hate to bring it up in this video, but I don't want anyone to be confused about my current situation. But at the time period when I was recording this video, everything was great, so that's the reason why I still included it. But this right here is going to be your top area. Now this is going to be around a smoking area as well. So to the left, that is a smoking area for people that do want to smoke on the cruise ship. These plants that you all are seeing, that is all real. This is a really cool area just to be in. Again, for smokers. Smokers usually, again, I don't smoke, but smokers usually get kind of treated less than. They kind of have like their little areas to the side and stuff like that. It just kind of looks like it's, I don't know how to explain it, but again, the way they treat the smokers on this cruise ship, they actually have a really nice view of the ocean. They have, it's a nice area. I'm just going to say that. Now over here again is the alcove. So again, if you're curious about it, I would highly recommend it if you get a chance. Now the last thing I want to show is this helipad experience. So again, I want to show all the areas on the cruise ship, and this is the area I rarely get to see, and so I was excited to kind of show this area in this on the cruise ship. So essentially, this is for members that are elite and up. So again, that's your cruise loyalty status. We were allowed to actually have a VIP party on the actual helipad of the cruise ship, and so it included drinks, unlimited champagne, and things like that, and views, and it was all free. So if you're curious about how this area looks, and if you're someone that's not staffed like myself, here it is. It's pretty cool. So anyway, I hope you all enjoyed this video. It's Mr. Bucket List. Please don't get offended by my little side rants about my situation. Again, if you all knew me as a person, you know what I've been going through. So I can't ignore it, but at the same time, I don't want to harp on it. But I hope you all enjoyed this video. It's Mr. Bucket List. I'll see you soon. All right, so we're going to start off with the main dining room. Now, on all celebrity ships, they do have these dipping sauces for the bread, so it's like different butters and things like that. This lobster bisque bread was so good. Oh my God, really, really good. So if you get a chance, try it out. They always have the shrimp cocktail for appetizers. You can find that pretty much on any cruise ship, and they will come and dress the shrimp for you. So kind of keep that in mind. They also do that with the lobster as well. You'll see in a bit. This eggplant, it was okay. I'm not a huge fan of it, but I did want to try something different. This was actually really, really good. And again, these are all items you can find in the main dining room. So these are all included meals. There will be a separate section for the specialty dining. This seared duck, very, very good. Again, you can come on these cruises and try a variety of different things. Now, I do want to say this. So if you're on the cruise ship right now, you see a different menu or something like that, it really just depends on where you're sailing out of and what's going on the night and things like that. As you all know, it does rotate. And the quality does vary as well, depending on where you're sailing out of and things like that. You would think the same cruise ship has the same exact food each and every time, but it doesn't. It really just depends on the location and stuff like that. So if you see the quality kind of varying and changing, that's the reason why. With that said, I mean, steak is almost standard. Again, another shrimp cocktail. This was actually really good. I really enjoy spaghetti meat sauce. Cuban sandwich right there. I was really surprised when they had wings. Oh my God, I was shocked. More steak. The stir fry was very, very good. And then more steak again. Filet mignon this time around. And then it also came with lobster and shrimp and fish. And then that was a chicken parmesan as well. Escargot. Now, I truly enjoy escargot on any cruise ship, and Celebrity is no different. This is lobster and rice. This is good as well. So please don't think there's multiple time periods on a cruise where they have lobster night. I've been on this ship multiple times now, or just on this class of ship multiple times now. And so that's what you're seeing, like a combination of these different videos and things like that. But like I said, they will come out and cut out the lobster meat for you. This beef Wellington, oh my God, so good. When I saw this on the menu in the MDR, I was legitimately shocked. And again, like I said, please don't get confused if you don't see it on your current cruise. It does change, like I said, depending on where you're at and stuff like that. At the time when we were on this cruise ship, this was out of Fort Lauderdale. But like I said, every single meal in this MDR, every single meal on this cruise ship, I thoroughly enjoyed, besides a few, which I'll show in a bit. But this is just some B-roll, the actual pictures of the food, just in case you all didn't want to see me spinning. Again, I always get complaints about spinning the plates. Forget those guys. I'm going to do what I want, but that's to show you all everything that's on the plate and not just a high overview of it. Those mozzarella breadsticks, oh, so good. They were cooked to perfection. This right here, this was good as well. I mean, obviously, it's just essentially a salad, but it was still really good. This pork knuckle sandwich was actually pretty good. It was toasted really well. And this is actually going to be lunch inside the main dining room. So there are certain days, usually on, if not mistaken, on C days where they have the MDR open for lunch, and so you kind of have to catch it. Now it's not an additional cost or anything like that. It is included, but it has a limited time period and it has limited space. So I highly recommend, like I said, if you can, make sure to check out the MDR for lunch when you get a chance. Now, coming up is the only meal I actually didn't like on this cruise. This was Mediterranean night, and this was in the main dining room. The escargot was fine, but the other items I got that came with this, I was just trying to do something different. Disgusting. Horrible. Grape leaves. I remember seeing it on a TV show one time, and I finally tried it out. It was disgusting. The lamb itself, that was actually pretty good. I'm not going to lie. The octopus, which is coming up next, I did not like this whatsoever, and I've had octopus in Chinese restaurants, and it tastes better than what was on this plate. But again, this is Mediterranean night, just not my style. So again, not to dissuade anybody that does eat that. You may enjoy it. Either way, the presentation was beautiful. They did a really good job on it. And then one last thing I want to kind of show after I show these roll of pictures is just as far as the cafe. So I talked about this in my tour of the actual cruise ship, but this right here, this is at the cafe, is all something you can just easily pick up as complimentary. It's not a big issue. And then right here is going to be the burger place, the Mass Grill. So that's on the pool deck. If you want to get a burger, it's right there. The toppings, bar, and everything like that. Now this is going to be the room service. Room service is actually really good. And one thing I do want to say is, as far as the room service, if you do get the Alcove, which is a VIP area, which I'll show in a bit, it has the same exact, items that the room service menu has. So I'm going to show it again, but this is going to be in the Alcove area. It is included in the way to bring it out. But this is it right here. So you see the fruit plates, the wine, but then again, that Caesar salad. You have these grilled chicken tenders, this chicken club sandwich. It's all the same, but it's still, again, really high class and really high quality. On to the specialty dining. So I really enjoyed this restaurant so much. It reminded me of something that you would see on Royal Caribbean. I understand this is owned by Royal Caribbean, but it just felt fantastical. Now, at the time, ironically, I actually went here by myself. But either way, I loved it. I used to work at Disney. I used to work at Cinderella's Royal Table, which is the restaurant inside the castle at Walt Disney World. And it really reminded me of being there, which is a high compliment. I really, really enjoyed it. So as you can see, you have a little chef that kind of gets on the plate. And I'll give a full review of this restaurant later on, but this is just kind of high-level overview of it. All this food was good. This beef Wellington, as you all can see, perfection. And even this little dessert right here is good as well. Next is going to be the porch. So I really wanted to come here because I'm a huge fan of seafood. This garlic bread, even though it looks put together and made together, it's really, really good. Amazing. I did not like this. I mean, I know it's not hard to mess up, but it was just boring to me. I don't know why I got it. The lobster roll as well. The actual bread was tough, but the lobster was good inside. But the seafood, well, it's supposed to be a seafood tower, but it's a seafood bowl. It was banging. I really, really enjoyed it. And then the dessert, that was good as well. So again, I can highly recommend those. I will have separate reviews for those as well. But let's head to the buffet. So I usually get some of the worst comments on these buffets because people say I rush it. Again, as you all can see, people are walking around. I cannot tell people to slow down and get out the way so I can record these buffets. I am not your biggest favorite YouTubers out there where I get that VIP privilege. So I have to do this on a real live functioning buffet. With that said, I believe Celebrity Cruises has the best buffet, period. Just the options, the freshness, the quality of the food, even better than the Icon and Star class cruise ships, including Star of the Seas and Legends. I would still say that Celebrity beats those cruise lines when it comes to the buffet, just because of the variety. This is so good. Like, it's really, really good. It tastes good, good seasoning, good flavor, and a good variety if you all can't see. And right now, this is literally just the welcome lunch. Now, I will throw some dinner shots in there as well. I forgot to do breakfast. I mean, you know, you all have seen breakfast many, many times in my videos if you're used to my channel. But just the quality, just like I said, the variety. I mean, literally, they have Italian station, Indian station, Asian station, American station. They literally have all these different stations all open at the same time. And then they have specialties, chef's choice, like different stations all together. And then, of course, even vegan. I have a lot of people that are vegans that watch my channel. And I always forget to show you all the vegan portion. I'm going to show it in this video because that's how good it was. And I try to get some. They say, "Are you vegan?" I said, "No." And they said, "Okay, well," they kind of give you some issues if you try to get vegan food or gluten-free food. But it's just such a variety. I mean, that jerk chicken, oh my God, it was so good right there. Everything. I mean, I can't say enough. I really cannot say enough about the buffet on Celebrity Cruises. I'll be real with you all. So I've done the Silhouette and I've done the Reflection. And for the Reflection, I pretty much just ate primarily specialty dining and the buffet because that's how good it was. And just, I can't recommend it enough. And so this is the waffle station right here, which is, again, really cool to have that. All the other stuff, the hummus and stuff, I don't really fool with that, but it's there. If you're a hummus fan, it's there. The desserts, as you all can see, they're loaded. They have a lot. Just everything. Again, this is literally just one pan of the buffet stations on one day. This is the vegan selection I was talking about. So actually, no, they didn't give me issues here. It was more in the gluten-free side. But literally grilled steak, baked potatoes. Again, this is one pan. This is one pan, one shot of the entire buffet station on day one. So again, I can highly recommend this cruise ship for multiple of reasons. I mean, the food, the ship itself, everything about it. I really believe Celebrity Silhouette is probably one of my favorite ships, just because of everything it has to offer. Just this class in general is amazing. And then, of course, your standard, hot dogs, hamburgers, chicken nuggets, and stuff like that. So I hope you all enjoyed this quick review. Again, I highly recommend it. I hope you all have a good cruise coming up. It's Mr. Bucket List.